Well, good morning. It is that time again where we have an amazing woman on the show, and it is Empower Your Passion Fridays. It's Rebecca Sky coming to you today, and of course, my co-host Zeke Ngwabo. How are you, Zeke?
I'm good, and you, Bex, man. It's so good to see you.
I know. I love checking in with you weekly, and I know you're doing good, and I love seeing your face, and I'm so excited to be here today. And I think just it's a very important morning and a very important guest because of the fact that, this show focuses on women from all walks of life. And, a lot of the time focused on women and running their own businesses and entrepreneurs and things like that. And this morning we have a guest who comes with a little bit of a different flavor, and I want to introduce a very special guest to everybody today, and her name is Takalani Randima. Okay, I hope I said that right.
Yes, you did. You did, Rebecca.
And she comes from, she's a managing director of UMS Shaft Sinkers, and just a very important guest for us. And I'm so excited to have you here today. We are so excited. And I think on that note, will you tell us just a little bit about yourself, please, and just introduce yourself and say hi to all the viewers.
Hello, as Rebecca has said, I'm the MD of UMS Shaft Sinkers. I studied mining engineering, and I also did a master's in project management. So if you look at UMS Shaft Sinkers, we specialize in mining projects, mining and engineering project execution. So we are an international company.
Thank you so much, Takalani, for that introduction. And we are just so thankful to have you here this morning. So thank you.
You're welcome, Rebecca.
I'm going to jump right in here because I'm just so interested in the work that you're doing. I'm thinking of when I was growing up, and my family had this cookie cutter idea of what I should be one day. And I remember my mom saying, the only way that you're going to get through this is you going to university and studying to be a doctor. And I cannot ever remember someone mentioning working in the mining industry. It's not something that I guess as a Black woman or as a Black girl, you kind of think about. So I'm very interested in kind of finding out, where did your interest in mining start? How did you, wake up one day and decide this is something that I would like to pursue?
Yes. Zika, in high school, I was thinking of becoming a doctor. And then when I was in grade 10, I got an award on science, and then it was sponsored by a mining house. And then I started getting interested into what is mining. I don't have any person in my family who did mining. So I started getting the interest, and then that's when I decided, you know what, I want to be different because everyone in my class wanted to be a doctor. So I said, let me choose mining. Yes, that's how it started.
A rebel with the cause. I love how you went against what everyone else was doing. And I see a little bit of myself in what you're saying there, because I didn't become a doctor. I went the total opposite of that. And kind of also a full circle moment, because I'm back in the health industry, not really as a medical doctor or anything like that, but I'm kind of helping people. So it's really interesting to hear how you decided to pursue something that not everybody else was pursuing, which I think is really good, because sometimes, in society, we can be told that this is the only way, but when you kind of look outside, there's just so much more that is actually out there for us. And I think of how women in general, it's tough, I guess, within the mining industry. What do you think, if there are any obstacles within the mining industry, can you share some of them that women may encounter when they start working in this industry, or when they start exploring ways of, being part of this industry?
Zeke, it's interesting that you say it's tough in the mining industry. From my side, I see every job as tough. Every job has obstacles. I think people look at mining and see the debt and going underground and all that. But at the end of the day, a job is a job, and every job is challenging. I think the obstacles, especially for women in any industry, even in the mining, is the perspective from the society that women can lead. So that is the obstacle that women face in companies or in their growth or in leadership. So women end up having the need to prove to their counterparts that they can also be able to do what their counterparts is doing. And in doing that, along the process, they lose the opportunity to be able to achieve what is required in their job. I think that is the obstacle that we as women are faced with.
Thank you, Tagalani. Just before I actually tag Rebecca to come in here, I just want to say thank you for reminding me that it's not just certain industries that are tough. There are many, many other industries, including the one that I've also chosen to work in. And it's just about, applying yourself and doing your best and surrounding yourself with people willing to help you, to keep you moving forward. So it was just a nice reminder on that aspect of that, what? All other industries are tough. It's not just certain one that we've had this idea that, this is the one that as women we may struggle to get into or to actually accomplish many of the achievements we set out to do within these industries.
Yes, and Zeke, before Rebecca answers, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying mining is not challenging. I mean, you wake up with the long hours, the conditions underground. So there are those conditions, but at the end of the day, looking at the holistic view, I think we as women, we focus a lot on proving ourselves, and then we end up taking away that opportunity.
Sorry, I just became a little bit interested in you talking about, going underground. What's a typical day like for you, actually?
I also actually want to know, please. The minute you said that, I thought the same thing. I want to know about that. And can we maybe come through one day?
It depends on what stage of my career you are asking, because now they call me a managing director, but from where I started, I used to do 12 hours inside a shaft or 12 hours inside a mine. So those are the conditions. Depending, I know the mines needs to comply with the general conditions in terms of working hours, so they make sure that they comply. So when I'm saying 12 hours, it's not to say I'm doing 12 hours and the company I was working with was not complying. So that's also important to note. But there are challenges. Where I'm sitting now as an MD, I mean, I don't do the 12 hours underground, but I have a responsibility of people who are working underground, long hours, and in areas that needs to be appropriate in terms of safety, because I carry that burden also, even if I'm on surface. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Rebecca, did you want to say something?
No, I was just saying it's very interesting to, and just the fact that it's a typical man job, and to hear that that's what you were actually doing, and there's so many more women out there doing it and proving that we're just as capable and we can do it too. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of women as we sit here who are underground, who are busy doing work, who are busy driving underground machines, who are busy with activities that, if not done appropriately, they can injure people's lives, but they are doing that.
Amazing.
I honestly, I am learning a lot, because the assumption is mining underground, that's it, and it's not usually done, like Rebecca said, a typical man's job. But yeah, there we are, representing and showing that we are capable, just like Rebecca said. I think from my side, the one question that I have left for you is, what is your advice for women climbing the corporate ladder, even if it seems like there are challenges or the odds are against them? Do you have just that one nugget of wisdom that you can share with us?
From my side, there's a lot, but what's important is to be present in the moment. When I say present in the moment, if you are in an executive position, you have your portfolio, but it doesn't mean that you don't tap into other people's portfolio. So in a meeting, you need to be present, So for you to be present, you need to understand what's happening around you. You need to understand what's happening in the industry, also in your company. So it's important for women to participate, not only focus on their area, but to be present so that they can be able to make a difference. Because at the end of the day, we are not at the corporate to sit and wait to be asked for something. We are there to make change. We are there to improve lives. We are there to make decisions that will affect the future of the company, of also globally. That's important for women. Yes, that's what I can say.
I love that, affect change. I think that's such an important statement. As somebody who's involved in the industry that you are involved with, a small percentage of a lot of the women that are involved as well. So having these women outside looking in and thinking, wow, I can actually do what Takalani is doing is really, really so important. Rebecca, I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to add.
I'm really in here. I'm just focusing on everything that you're saying. I'm lost I'm just, yeah, I love hearing more and more stories about women in mining. I think that's what it is. And it's just so interesting to me that, you know, this industry is growing at a very rapid rate. And and again, like Zeke says, you know, changing lives and you wanting to be the forefront of the change. And that's just so important. I mean, as you know, where I come from, I constantly want to change lives, you know, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So just speaking to you and knowing that that is in the forefront of what you do is very special. So I thank you as a woman, two women, that is happening. And yeah, I just congratulate you on your wonderful work and your achievements. So thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I also want to say the same thing, that, and I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to the ins and outs of the mining industry. And I'm definitely going to be following your journey as well, just seeing what you're doing and being such a great trailblazer as well. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming through today, sitting with us, chatting, and just sharing a little bit more about what's going on in your life and what you've done. And I'm sure you're going to continue doing for everyone around you. Thank you so much, Takalani, for being here today.
Thanks, Zeke. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Congratulations for everything. Thank you. And join us next week and see who our next guest is next week. And we just hope everybody stays blessed and has a wonderful weekend. Bye, Zeke.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.